We live in an era defined by speed. We race through our days, constantly multitasking, checking our phones, attending meetings, and trying to keep up with an ever-growing list of responsibilities. If we're not in motion, we feel left behind, unproductive, or stuck. The world rewards action, and we often equate movement with progress. But is speed truly the answer to the life we desire? The paradox of progress, it seems counterintuitive, doesn't it? How can slowing down possibly lead to faster results? Our conditioned mindset tells us that if we aren't hustling, we're not succeeding. In fact, society tells us that slowing down is for those who aren't driven enough, those who don't want it bad enough. But what if the opposite is true? What if the constant chase, the tireless push to do more, is actually keeping us further from our goals? What if, instead of pushing harder, we need to pause, reflect, and allow ourselves the space to realign with our true desires? The truth is, when we learn to slow down and shift from a state of frantic doing to a state of conscious being, the universe begins to move in ways we never thought possible. The age of overwhelm. Take a moment to reflect on your daily life. How often do you find yourself overwhelmed by the noise of the world around you? Perhaps you're juggling work, social obligations, personal goals, and the pressure to stay ahead. It's easy to get swept up in the rush of life. But this constant motion, while it may seem necessary, is often the very thing that clouds our clarity and prevents us from tapping into the power of manifestation. We all know the feeling. You're trying to manifest something meaningful, whether it's financial abundance, personal transformation, or deep spiritual growth. But the harder you try, the more you push, the more elusive it feels. Why? Because when we are constantly in doing mode, we inadvertently block the flow of universal energy. It's like trying to force a river to change course. No matter how hard you push, the water doesn't respond. The secret of surrender. Slowing down isn't about inaction. It's about surrender. It's about stepping into a space where we stop forcing things to happen and instead allow them to unfold naturally. The key is alignment. When we align with the present moment and open ourselves to the wisdom that's always available to us, the universe begins to conspire in our favor. Think of the most beautiful things in nature: flowers blooming, trees growing, the moon rising. These processes don't rush. They follow their own rhythm, their own timing. What if we could approach life with the same grace, trusting that when we slow down and allow ourselves to be fully present, everything we desire will come to us at the right moment? The universe moves at its own pace, and when we move with it, we begin to experience an effortless flow. A shift in perspective. This introduction invites you to begin questioning the patterns you've been taught about time, success, and achievement. What if the way forward is not about more effort, but about more presence? What if you could release the need to do, and instead trust the process of being? In the coming sections, we'll explore how embracing this shift can lead you to a more abundant, peaceful, and aligned life. You'll discover how slowing down isn't about retreating from your goals. It's about giving yourself the space to truly manifest what you desire with greater ease and flow. As we dive deeper into the exploration of how slowing down accelerates manifestation, remember this: by releasing the pressure to always be doing, you'll unlock a new way of being, one that is aligned with the universe's natural rhythms. The universe doesn't rush, and neither should you. Let's move into the next section where we explore the fast-paced, stressed-out reality that many of us experience today, and how this frantic energy actually creates blocks to our desires and spiritual growth. In today's world, it feels like time is speeding up. The pressure to keep up with the demands of modern life is overwhelming. Whether it's career, relationships, personal goals, or the endless to-do lists, it's as if there's always something pulling at us, demanding our attention. The speed at which things move today seems almost impossible to keep up with. Social media moves at a lightning pace, breaking news is instant, and even our thoughts are racing to keep up with everything going on. In this constant state of motion, it's easy to forget the importance of slowing down. The never-ending cycle of busyness. Most of us are familiar with the cycle of busyness. Wake up, work, run errands, check emails, attend meetings, exercise, and repeat. The days blend together in a blur of tasks, with little time for rest or self-reflection. The modern lifestyle, with its emphasis on productivity, makes it feel like if we aren't constantly busy, we're failing. This mindset is deeply ingrained in our culture, where value is placed on what we can accomplish rather than who we are. We often wear busyness like a badge of honor, as if the more we have on our plate, the more successful we are. But in reality, this mindset is slowly draining us. The constant need to do without taking the time to be leaves us disconnected from ourselves and our true desires. When we're constantly moving, we don't give ourselves the opportunity to check in with what truly matters. The illusion of control. At the heart of this struggle is the illusion of control. We feel like we need to keep everything moving, to make sure that we're ticking off every item on our list, managing every detail of our lives. This desire for control leads to stress, anxiety, and burnout. It also creates a false belief that the more we try to control the outcome, the more we can shape our future. But true manifestation and personal transformation don't work like this. The universe operates on a different set of principles. The more we try to control everything, the more we block the flow of energy that is trying to bring us the things we desire. It's as though we're holding tightly onto a rope, pulling in every direction, but the more we grip it, the more we exhaust ourselves. The universe, however, operates with ease and grace, moving according to its own rhythm. When we try to force things to happen, we are actually resisting the very flow of life that could help us. Overwhelm, the silent killer of clarity. This constant pressure creates overwhelm. When we are overwhelmed, our minds are cluttered with 1,000 thoughts, each demanding our attention. This mental clutter makes it difficult to focus, to feel present, and to make decisions that align with our highest selves. Overwhelm also clouds our ability to manifest. If our energy is scattered in a million directions, how can we expect the universe to know what we truly want? Manifestation requires clarity. It requires focus and intentionality. But when we're constantly busy and distracted, we lose sight of what we truly desire. We begin to settle for what's convenient, what's available, instead of aligning with what we deeply want. In this fast-paced reality, we don't have the time to get still and ask ourselves, what do I really want? What feels right for me? Disconnect from the present moment. One of the greatest consequences of our modern, fast-paced lifestyle is our disconnection from the present moment. We are either stuck in the past, reliving regrets, or lost in the future, consumed with worries about what could happen. This constant preoccupation with time keeps us from experiencing life as it is, right now. Being in the present moment is essential to manifestation and personal growth. When we are fully present, we are aligned with the energy of the universe, allowing us to receive insights, ideas, and opportunities. But when we are caught up in the rush of daily life, we miss these subtle cues. We become so focused on the destination that we forget to enjoy the journey. The impact on our well-being. The continuous cycle of busyness and stress also takes a toll on our physical and mental well-being. Chronic stress, anxiety, and burnout have become commonplace in modern society. We sacrifice sleep, rest, and self-care in the name of productivity, but this only weakens our energy and our ability to manifest. The body and mind need space to heal, recharge, and reconnect. But when we're constantly in motion, we deny ourselves the time and space for healing. Slowing down, on the other hand, allows us to recharge, to reconnect with ourselves, and to restore our energy. It's when we take the time to stop and breathe that we create the space necessary for deep transformation. Only then can we begin to hear the whispers of our soul, guiding us towards our true path. The shift toward alignment. The fast-paced reality that most of us experience is a direct result of our attachment to doing, achieving, and controlling. However, if we want to shift into a life that is aligned with our true desires and the flow of the universe, we must move away from the need to rush and begin to slow down. Slowing down isn't about stopping progress. It's about creating the space for things to come to us effortlessly. It's about trusting that when we stop pushing, the universe can step in and work its magic. In the next section, we'll explore the power of slowing down, how it creates alignment, fosters clarity, and accelerates manifestation. By releasing the need to control and embracing the flow, we open ourselves up to limitless possibilities. In a world that demands constant action and results, the idea of slowing down can seem almost counterproductive. We've been conditioned to believe that speed equals success, that the more we do, the further ahead we'll get. But what if the exact opposite were true? What if slowing down actually allowed us to tap into a deeper, more powerful flow of energy, unlocking doors to success, creativity, and fulfillment that we didn't even know existed? The power of presence. At the heart of slowing down is the practice of presence. Presence is the art of being fully here in the moment, without rushing ahead to the next task, the next worry, or the next goal. It is the ability to drop into the now, whether you're sitting still, engaging in a conversation, or simply taking a breath. When we are present, we stop fighting against the current of life and start flowing with it. In this space, we become more attuned to our inner wisdom, to the energy of the universe, and to our deepest desires. Most of us spend our days lost in the past or the future. We ruminate on things we wish we had done differently, or we project ourselves into a future that may or may not come to pass. This mental habit pulls us away from the present moment, where all true creation happens. When we slow down and focus on the present, we allow ourselves to be in direct connection with the energy that can guide us toward what we truly want. Slowing down to create clarity. Slowing down doesn't mean doing nothing. It means creating space for clarity to emerge. When we're caught up in the frenzy of daily life, our minds become cluttered with endless thoughts and distractions. It's hard to hear the voice of our intuition, to discern what is truly aligned with our highest self. The more we push to get things done, the more we push ourselves away from our deepest desires. But when we slow down, we create room for clarity. We give ourselves the opportunity to see beyond the noise of the external world and tune into the stillness within. Think of the times when you've had your most profound insights. Not when you were running from one thing to the next, but when you were in a peaceful, calm state. Maybe it was during a walk in nature, a quiet moment of reflection, or even during meditation. These moments of stillness allow you to access a deeper part of yourself, one that holds the answers to your questions and the keys to your next steps. Slowing down is how we invite that clarity into our lives. The role of mindfulness and breath. One of the most effective ways to slow down is by practicing mindfulness and conscious breathing. These practices help us return to the present moment, center our energy, and shift out of the doing mode. Mindfulness involves paying full attention to whatever is happening right now, without judgment or distraction. Whether you're eating, walking, or simply sitting, mindfulness allows you to fully engage with your experience, allowing the flow of universal energy to move through you. Breathing, too, is a powerful tool for slowing down. When we focus on our breath, we instantly shift our attention from the mind's constant chatter to the present moment. Deep, conscious breathing helps calm the nervous system, reducing stress and anxiety. It also activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for rest and relaxation. This simple act of breathing can help us break the cycle of overwhelm and reconnect with our center. The flow of universal energy. When we slow down, we open ourselves to the flow of universal energy. The universe is constantly offering us guidance, opportunities, and the resources we need to manifest our desires. But in order to receive these gifts, we must be in alignment with the flow of energy. When we're constantly rushing, stressed, or distracted, we're blocking that flow. It's like trying to catch water with a sieve. No matter how hard we try, we can't hold on to what's flowing to us. Slowing down is how we align ourselves with this natural flow. Just as a river moves effortlessly, carrying everything in its path, we too can move with the current of life when we stop resisting. The universe doesn't work on our timeline, it operates on its own, unfolding in perfect timing. When we slow down, we allow the universe to work in our favor, and everything starts to flow more easily. The shift from doing to being. A major part of slowing down is shifting from a doing mindset to a being mindset. In the modern world, we're taught that our worth is tied to our accomplishments, to how much we do, and to how busy we are. But what if our true power doesn't come from what we do, but from who we are? By slowing down, we stop identifying ourselves with our actions and start identifying with our being. We remember that we are not human doings, we are human beings. This shift from doing to being is not about stopping all activity, it's about becoming more mindful of our actions and being intentional in everything we do. When we operate from a state of being, we stop running on autopilot, reacting to life's circumstances. Instead, we become conscious creators of our reality, choosing how we respond, how we align, and how we move through the world. The spiritual benefits of slowing down. Slowing down also has profound spiritual benefits. When we create space for stillness, we open the door to spiritual growth and connection. In the quiet moments, we hear the whispers of our higher self. We may experience flashes of insight, a deep sense of inner peace, or a feeling of connection to something greater than ourselves. These moments are not accidents, they are the result of slowing down enough to listen. By slowing down, we also cultivate trust in the process of life. We stop trying to force outcomes and instead allow life to unfold in its own time. This trust is the key to manifestation. When we trust that everything is happening for us, and that the universe is supporting us every step of the way, we stop worrying and start flowing. The impact on manifestation. The more we slow down, the more aligned we become with our desires. Manifestation doesn't happen through force or effort. It happens when we are in alignment with the energy of what we want. Slowing down is how we step into that alignment. It's when we stop pushing and start allowing that we attract the experiences, opportunities, and people that are meant for us. Imagine the difference between forcing a goal through sheer willpower versus sitting back and allowing it to come to you with ease. When you slow down, you invite a sense of peace and trust into your life, which in turn attracts your desires without struggle. In the next section, we'll dive deeper into how slowing down actually accelerates the manifestation process and allows us to create with greater ease. We live in a world that glorifies hustle and grind. We're often told that the more effort we put into something, the more we'll receive in return. But what if true manifestation doesn't require endless effort? What if, in fact, the key to bringing our desires into reality is not in doing more but in doing less? It may seem counterintuitive, but slowing down actually accelerates the manifestation process. The paradox of effortless action manifestation is not about forcing things into existence. It's about aligning with the energy of what you desire, allowing it to flow to you effortlessly. This is the concept of effortless action. The idea that by slowing down and letting go of the need to control or force outcomes, you allow the universe to take the lead. In this state of surrender, your desires come to you more quickly and more easily because you are no longer resisting the natural flow of energy. Effortless action is not about passivity or inaction. It's about trusting the process and allowing the universe to work on your behalf. When you are in a state of stillness and alignment, you are simply in the flow. The universe recognizes your inner state and responds to it, rather than to your external actions. It's when we stop pushing and start trusting that things begin to unfold with grace and ease. The law of attraction and the power of stillness. The law of attraction tells us that like attracts like, that the energy we emit into the world is what we receive back. If we are constantly in a state of stress, worry, or urgency, that's the energy we send out, and that's what we attract. However, when we slow down, we enter a state of calm, trust, and alignment, which is the energetic state that attracts our desires. Stillness allows us to drop into the present moment, which is the space where creation happens. When we are fully present, we are aligned with our true desires and the energy of the universe. This alignment is the key to manifestation. The universe doesn't respond to frantic energy or the grind, it responds to our vibrational state. When we are calm, grounded, and at peace, we are in the highest state of alignment, and the universe can more easily bring us the experiences, people, and opportunities we seek. Letting go of the need to control. One of the greatest blocks to manifestation is our need to control the outcome. When we are constantly trying to micromanage every detail, we prevent the natural flow of energy from unfolding. This need for control comes from a place of fear, a fear that if we don't control every aspect of our lives, things will fall apart. But the truth is, control is an illusion. We cannot control the timing of the universe, the actions of others, or the outcomes of our efforts. What we can control is our response. When we let go of the need to control, we create the space for things to unfold as they should. Slowing down and practicing surrender allows us to trust that everything is happening for us, and that the universe will bring us what we need at the perfect time. This is where stillness plays a crucial role. By taking a step back and allowing ourselves to simply be, we release the pressure to control and allow life to unfold naturally. When we do this, we create space for miracles to happen. The flow of abundance. Stillness not only accelerates manifestation, but it also allows us to access the abundance that is already present in our lives. Too often we focus on what we don't have, which keeps us in a state of lack and scarcity. But when we slow down, we shift our focus from what's missing to what's already here. This shift in perspective allows us to attract more abundance because we are aligned with the energy of gratitude and abundance. Imagine sitting in a quiet space, taking a few deep breaths, and simply acknowledging everything that is already abundant in your life. The roof over your head, the food on your table, the relationships that nourish you. In that moment of stillness, you activate the energy of abundance. When you are in this state of gratitude, the universe responds by bringing you even more to be grateful for. Stillness as a magnet for opportunity. Slowing down doesn't just help us align with our inner desires, it also makes us more receptive to the opportunities that are already on their way. When we are rushing through life, we often miss the signs, synchronicities, and opportunities that the universe is sending our way. But when we slow down and become present, we open our eyes to what is already in front of us. Opportunities often come in subtle forms: an unexpected conversation, a chance meeting, a new idea that arises from a moment of quiet. When we're constantly in doing mode, we miss these cues. But when we allow ourselves to slow down, we tune into the frequency of possibility, and the opportunities that were always there become apparent. The energy of surrender. The act of slowing down is also an act of surrender. When we stop forcing, stop rushing, and stop trying to control the outcome, we give ourselves permission to trust in the process of life. This is where true manifestation occurs. Manifestation isn't about trying harder, it's about surrendering to what is and allowing the universe to bring you what you need. Surrendering doesn't mean giving up. It means giving in to the natural flow of life. It's about trusting that everything is unfolding as it should and knowing that your desires are already on their way. When you stop fighting and start flowing, you enter a state of deep alignment and manifestation becomes effortless. Practical tips for manifesting with ease. Pause and breathe. Whenever you feel overwhelmed or caught in a cycle of trying too hard, take a deep breath. Pause and allow yourself to connect with the present moment. This simple act of slowing down recalibrates your energy and brings you back into alignment. Trust the timing. Trust that everything is unfolding in perfect timing. The universe doesn't work on our schedule, but it always delivers what we need when we are ready to receive it. Let go of the need to control when things will happen and allow the process to unfold naturally. Practice gratitude. Cultivate gratitude for what you already have. Gratitude is the highest vibration, and it attracts more of what you desire into your life. Spend a few minutes each day reflecting on the abundance you already have and watch how it multiplies. In the next section, we'll explore the conclusion and recap the key insights about how slowing down accelerates manifestation, creating space for more joy, alignment, and success. Throughout this journey, we've explored a powerful and transformative idea. The universe moves faster when you slow down. This idea challenges everything we've been taught about success, productivity, and achievement. It turns the conventional wisdom on its head, inviting us to step out of the race for more and instead step into a state of flow, where manifestation happens with grace, ease, and alignment. We've examined how our modern world glorifies speed and busyness, yet we find ourselves overwhelmed, disconnected, and often unable to achieve what we truly desire. The constant doing keeps us trapped in a cycle of stress and exhaustion, while the stillness, trust, and alignment that we seek remain just out of reach. The true power of slowing down. The truth is, slowing down is not about retreating from your dreams or becoming complacent. It's about creating the space for those dreams to manifest more powerfully and effortlessly. When we release the need to control, stop forcing outcomes, and instead allow ourselves to surrender to the flow of the universe, that's when true magic happens. Manifestation is not about grinding harder or checking more boxes. It's about alignment. The more we slow down, the more we open ourselves to the abundance and opportunities that are always available to us. When we are present, centered, and at peace, we become magnetic to the things we desire, and they flow to us more quickly than we ever imagined. Trusting the universe's timing. One of the most difficult things to embrace in this process is trust. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that the universe works on our timeline. But the truth is, the universe has its own rhythm and flow, and when we stop trying to rush it, things fall into place exactly when they're meant to. This trust is the cornerstone of manifestation. As you begin to slow down and trust that everything is unfolding for your highest good, you will notice shifts happening in your life. You may find that opportunities appear more easily, that your relationships deepen, and that you begin to experience more peace, joy, and fulfillment in everyday moments. These subtle shifts are the universe's way of confirming that you're on the right path. A call to action. Step into the flow now. It's time for you to take action. Reflect on your current pace of life. Are you rushing through your days, constantly checking things off your to-do list, and wondering why things aren't falling into place? Or are you open to the idea that slowing down could be the key to unlocking the next chapter of your journey? Starting today, begin to incorporate moments of stillness into your day. It could be as simple as taking a few deep breaths in the morning, practicing mindfulness while you go about your tasks, or setting aside time for reflection and gratitude. The more you create space to slow down, the more you will align with the universe's flow, and the faster you will see your desires come into fruition. Embrace the journey. Manifestation is a journey, not a destination. It's about learning to live in alignment with your true self and allowing the universe to guide you to the experiences that will help you grow and evolve. By embracing the flow and trusting in the process, you open the door to a life filled with purpose, peace, and unlimited potential. Remember, the universe moves faster when you slow down. You don't need to force things into being. All you need to do is trust, surrender, and align yourself with the flow of life. The more you do this, the more you will begin to manifest effortlessly. So, take a deep breath, let go of the pressure to rush, and allow yourself to step into the flow. Your dreams are already on their way to you.